No, I don't have to worry about that anymore.
You're good. You're good. I think you're at ease at this point.
Yeah.
From Morelli Field at Melrose High School, Melrose, Mass. This is Lexington Blue Sox baseball on the Blue Sox Baseball Network here on YouTube. Tonight is Lexington Blue Sox with a record of 6-7, 12 points, fourth in the ICL, visiting the Melrose Americans with a record of 8-6, 16 points, third in the ICL. Good evening, everybody. Sam Feely here with you, ready to bring you the play-by-play story. Well, the Blue Sox, for their second consecutive game, will face the team with the longest active winning streak in the Intercity League. It was the Maddogs when they dropped a 7-3 decision to Malden last Friday night, and then were robbed of their chance to get revenge on the Maddogs on Monday night because of the rainout, and there might be another rainout in the Blue Sox future tomorrow night. Right now, the National Weather Service says there's a 30% chance of rain in Lexington tomorrow evening, but just with the unpredictability of the weather this summer, you'd like it to stay that way, and hopefully the 70% persists, because the Blue Sox need to get consistency, they need to get momentum, and they need to get it going now. It is unfamiliar territory for them to be below 500 at the midway point of the season, and yet here they are, fourth in the ICL, basically in the middle of the pack in almost every stat you can think of as a team, and they will try to get on the winning track against the Americans, whom last time they faced them here at Morelli turned a 1-0 pitcher's duel into a 9-0 blowout with their biggest single offensive inning of the season. That was June 25th. That date will be etched in my memory because that's the day after my wedding, one of the games I missed for said wedding. Love you, Katrina. But the Blue Sox, historically, very good at Morelli Field, both in the regular season and the postseason, of course, of the Intercity League Championship Series, having been held here for about 10 consecutive years at this point.
On the mound for the Americans, Nick Colucci.
So Nick Colucci will take the mound for the Americans, who will be in their usual white jerseys with the red shoulders and sleeves and the blue and white pinwheel cap. And Colucci will again take the mound, make his 9th appearance of the season, 1-1 with 1 save at a 1.70 ERA in 12 to 3rd innings. He allowed 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 9 walks, 17 strikeouts, 3 hit batsmen, 1 wild pitch. Ernie Little is going to lead things off for the Blue Sox. Just waiting. I was hoping Bruce Hack would. Is he trying to track down lineup? I hope.
Now that number 6, Ernie Little.
But we haven't gotten the Blue Sox official lineup yet. But Ernie Fresh is going to lead things off, and his presence at the top of the batting order has been key to the Blue Sox success this season. First pitch, 7:32, outside for ball 1. We are underway. Little enters play, slashing .355, 400, 419, 11 hits, 2 doubles, 2 ribbies, 2 walks to 7 strikeouts, and a team high 3 stolen bases. He cuts and misses, and the count will be 1-1. Temperature at game time, 84 degrees, and cloudy and humid. And the AC in the press box not working. 1-2 the count. Called strike on the inside corner. I believe that is Austin Maisel in the on-deck circle, but we'll confirm that. It looks like number 9 on the back of his jersey. It's number 8. I'm like, hey, Alex, someone stole your jersey. I'm trying to figure out who it is. Again, we don't have the Blue Sox lineup in front of us right now. We have the Americans lineup. We just don't have the Blue Sox one yet. Fouled off again by Little. Good battle here to begin the ball game. Now, that is an 8, and I don't think that's Alex Wojcik. Again, I don't know who it is right now. It's a lefty. It could be Austin, but I need confirmation on that. Line the other way on a hop, picked up at second, and throw on to first for the first out of the ball game. Outside for ball one. It is Jake Elberry, though, on the in the on-deck circle to bat third for the Blue Sox. As the count is 2-0. Chop foul at the dish. Count will be 2-1. Three and one. Scoreboard is. You just noticed that. Yeah, it's scoreboard in the beyond center field just disconnected, but it is 3-1. A foul off, not a foul tip into the mitt. A foul off for strike two. Full count now. Mentioned the Americans with the longest active winning streak in the ICL right now. They have the one on this beat the on their last scored at least 9 runs each of their last 3 games in those wins. Fly out to left. 2 down. Jake Elberry will step to the plate.
Now batting, number 47, Jake Elberry.
Julian Alvarez to follow. Outside for ball one to Elberry. Elberry is only playing his 3rd game of the season, but has made an impact in his first 2. Fouls that one off. He is 3 for 6 with 2 runs, a double, and 3 ribbies. Count is 1-1. With no score here in the top of the first. Colucci comes set, working exclusively from the stretch. A swing and a miss. Colucci's been trying to work away to left-handed batters, these first 2 lefties he's faced. He's ahead of Elberry, 1-2. Colucci, as I mentioned, playing his 9th game of the season. His 9th pitching appearance of the season, as that misses for ball 2. He hasn't gone longer than 2 innings in any of his appearances so far. Went 2 innings against Malden on the 6th. In his lone appearance against the Blue Sox this season, he actually got the win on June 22nd in 2 innings. As that's lined down the first baseline but foul, allowing 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, with 1 hit batsman. That was back on June 22nd. That was his lone win of the season. Still 2-2 with 2 out to Elberry, with Julian Alvarez due up next. In the dirt, full count. So with a guy like Colucci, who's not usually a guy sent out there to try and get you 4 or 5 or 6 innings, working the count, isn't, necessarily the strategy that's going to win you the game, because he's probably not going to be in the game very long to begin with. But Elberry works a 2-out walk, and here is Alvarez.
Now batting, number 25, Julian Alvarez.
So Elberry gets aboard with 2 outs. Alvarez has cooled off a little bit in his last couple of games, but is still swinging a very good bat. 353, 450, 765 is slash line. 5 doubles, 3 homers, 12 RBIs, 6 walks to 7 strikeouts. That's on the outside corner for strike one. His most recent strikeout really fired him up. As the Blue Sox were trailing the Mad Dogs on Friday night, got rung up on a called strike 3 that was borderline. He thought it was clearly a ball, but the umpire didn't think so. Alvarez let him know it, and Alvarez got ran, and unfortunately that did not spark the fire that the Blue Sox needed to try and come back against the Mad Dogs as they dropped that game. 1 for 3 with a double or an RBI to run scored, plus that strikeout on Friday against Malden. Just high, and the count will be 1-2. Boy, after the way Julian got rang up and run out of town on Friday night, that gets called a strike. He is probably just going to set the whole town of Melrose on fire. That, I would hope, would be a ball in any umpire's book, and it's 2-2. Alberry on first after the 2-out walk, falling behind, in fact, 1-2, and then working the walk. And here is Alvarez, even the count at 2-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss, tied him up inside, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, 1 left. Through half an inning in the books. Blue Sox nothing, Americans coming up. Yeah, Tuck, do you have our lineup? Bruce didn't send it to me. Okay. What do we got? I'm going to have to read it off of a... Oh, okay. All right. No disrespect, Bruce. I just didn't know if maybe you sent it and just, the smog and everything is clouding the cell towers or whatever. I'm reading this off of Tucker's phone. Here we go. It's Ernie Little leading off at second base. And second. V. Desai is batting second. He is at short. He's wearing number 8 tonight. Alex is number 8. And then Jake Elberry at first tonight. He was at third last time we saw him. Julian is in right. DJ Johnson's in the left. Pat Casserly is in center. Joe Auger is behind the plate. Ryan O'Rourke is the DH. Aiden Driscoll is the EH. And Anderson Jimenez rounds out the lineup at third. And Jack Swarbrick will be doing the pitching to start for the Blue Sox. You want to send that to me? Yeah, thanks. All right. Yeah. All right. So, welcome to the amateur baseball circuit, folks. All right, so it will be Swarbrick on the mound to start for the Blue Sox. Jack is only making his second appearance of the season. He last pitched on June 28th against Malden. No decision, went 2 innings, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. So Swarbrick on the mound. And here we go for the bottom of the first. It is a called strike 1 to the shortstop, Pat Costigan, leading it off for the Americans. Grounder to the left side. First chance for Desai. 1 up, 1 down. Safe? What? You kidding me? What? Oh, my God. Autopilot. I'm sorry.
The second baseman, number 9.
They really called him safe. Did Elberry not secure it? Is that what happened? Oh, that would be an issue. I was just lacing up his cleats. Okay, so, well, I mean, I don't know if Desai has ever played against Costigan, but Costigan can run. He's got 5 steals on the year, so that'll give him a little bit of an edge there to beat out a throw like that. Ball 1 upstairs. Deshaun Nestor going to start at second. I'll throw back to first, and Costigan is back safely. So Costigan entering play, slashing 372, 509, 419 out of 16 hits, only 2 are for extra bases. He takes off on that pitch, and it's fouled off. Costigan also has 11 walks to only 5 strikeouts. The count is 1-1. Turn up the f-stop here on the camera to folks have a little brighter picture of what's going on here at Morelli. We don't have the lights on yet at the field. Hey, Roz, do you know what? Roz, you might want to turn those on. I know you're listening. Grounder is tipped by the pitcher, Swarbrick. They get the out at second. If Swarbrick hadn't tipped that ball, you might have a routine 4-6-3 double play. Or at least you certainly have a shot at it.
The right fielder,
but
number 4, Corey Wright.
Instead, it's a 1-4-6. Fielder's choice. Nestor reaches. And here's Corey Bright, the right fielder for the Americans. And now a throw back to first. And Nestor is safe. Now, with Nestor, he's only 1 for 2 in steals this season in 12 games. But that's only in 14 at-bats. As he runs and the ball is dropped and unable to find it is Auger. So an uncontested stolen base for Nestor. What I was eventually trying to get at was that, even with Nestor, it's not a given that you would turn the double play there, but slowing the ball down, going to second for little with Costigan reaching out, takes that out of the equation right quick. And the Americans, now with 19 steals on as a team in 22 attempts, this is grounded to the left side, fielded at third, on to first. Jimenez throws out Bright for out number 2.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 38, Ian Libby.
So Ian Libby, the cleanup hitter in the DH tonight for the Americans, will try to bring home the runner from second. The Americans have now have 19 steals as a team. Still a long way to go for anyone to catch the Expos. With 31 steals as a team, they basically lead the league in every statistical category, as you might expect. 2 down, runner at second, and the count is 1-0 to Libby. Libby playing his 11th game of the season, 25 at-bats. Strike is called. Oh, no, it's not a strike. Excuse me, it's a balk. They called a balk. They called a balk on Swarbrick, so Nestor up to third. The count is still 1-0. There is your strike, 1-1. That's the first balk called on a Blue Sox pitcher this season. Libby able to hold up on the pitch inside. It's 2-1. Only the 4th balk called all year on it's I think the 7th balk, as that's a swing and a miss. And actually, that was strike 3, so I missed a strike there. And so now I need to figure out if that was actually striking. It was just a stolen base. I'm sorry, folks. I'm just trying to fill in, my score sheet and everything with lineups and just trying to copy everything down. So I apologize, but we are through one inning complete and still no score between the Blue Sox and the Americans. You people mean the world to me. So Libby goes down on strikes. Just the one hit for the Americans in that bottom of the first. And Nestor ends up being stranded at third. So we'll double check the scoring on Nestor on the play where Nestor got to third, but assuming it's not a balk, there's still only been 6 balks in the ICL this season, and half of them have been called on the Lexington Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have been called for 3 balks, as many as the rest of the league combined, 1 by Andre, 1 by Melrose, 1 by the Expos. I think I can see the lights slowly starting to turn on here. So that's good. All right.
Now batting the left fielder, number 42, DJ Johnson.
Here is DJ Johnson getting the start in left field tonight. Johnson, broken bat blooper into right center field for a base hit. So the leadoff man aboard to
Now batting the center fielder, number 14, Passerly.
leadoff man aboard to begin the top of the second as Johnson picks up his 7th hit of the season. He entered play batting .261. And Casserly getting the start in center tonight. Lays down a bunt. They'll throw to second. They did get the force. It's kind of a weird throw as Joe Auger comes to the plate. Kind of a
Now batting the catcher, number 18, Joe Auger.
Kind of a weird throw there by, still Colucci out there, right? Yeah. Still Colucci, right, on the mound? Yeah. All right. It's kind of a weird throw by Colucci to second. It looked like he, was going to airmail it to center. Here's a throw to second on the stolen base attempt. That almost bounced into center field, but Casserly picks up the stolen base. So he is in scoring position, the first runner in scoring position tonight for the Blue Sox. Johnson retired on the fielder's choice. But now Casserly in scoring position for Auger, who is behind 0-2. Auger takes low for ball 1. Casserly, well, that won't help his batting average, but he does pick up his first stolen base of the season. Auger now behind 1-2. Fouled straight back. Ryan O'Rourke is on deck. Breaking ball misses high for ball 2 to even the count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Second strikeout for Colucci.
The designated hitter, number 30, Ryan O'Rourke.
It'll be up to Ryan O'Rourke to try and keep the line moving. O'Rourke, of course, you all know about. He's a former major leaguer. And his first year with the Blue Sox in 2021 as he takes ball one, had a phenomenal year as a two-way player. 2021, he had an OPS of 948. He slashed 429, 448, 500, 2 doubles and 12 at-bats in 9 games at the plate. On the mound, that's fouled the other way and just out of play on Linfells Parkway. 2021 on the mound in those 9 games, Ryan was undefeated, 8-0 with a .420 ERA. Not 4.2, but .42. 94 strikeouts in 50 innings. Up and in. He was 1 for 5 with no ribbies at the plate last season. It is going to draw a walk here.
Now batting the extra hitter, number 24, Eden Driscoll.
So O'Rourke picks up a walk, second walk issued by Colucci. And that'll be Aiden Driscoll, as that is up and away for ball 1. Driscoll's playing in his 5th game. He is 1 for 5 with 1 RBI, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Outside 2-0. Casserly at second, O'Rourke at first. That's a strike, 2-1. Finally starting to get everything. Trying to think if that was your music or someone on the street. Fouled off. Sometimes it comes from the football field while, soccer teams are warming up, or as we get into August, Melrose High, fall sports teams. So 2-2 the count. 2 out and 2 on. Hey, Matt Vasgersian, how you doing? Little looper into shallow center. That gets down for a base hit. Around third is Casserly. He will score. Standing up into third is O'Rourke. A big 2-out RBI for the Blue Sox. They lead 1-0. Now
batting the third baseman, number 1, Anderson Jimenez.
O'Rourke to third. Casserly, after reaching on fielder's choice and stealing his first base of the season, he scores. And here is Anderson Jimenez taken up and away for ball 1. Anderson slashing 333, 444, 333. Does not have an extra base hit out of his 10 hits this season. 4 ribbies, though. Runner goes from second, and we might have a hot box here as they throw to first. Run scores as in the back door comes O'Rourke, and then the throw to second is bobbled. 2-0 after all that. Boy, when you're stuck in the mud as the Blue Sox have been, the last several games, 1 game below 500, just you feel like you're, in a 1 step forward, 2 steps back situation. Are you in neutral? What are you doing? Sometimes you have to get creative to get the juices going as a team, and that is exactly how they do that there. They lead 2-0 as O'Rourke sneaks in the back door while Driscoll is in a hot box between first and second, and Driscoll gets to second anyway. Love it. I need to check that goes down as a steal of home for O'Rourke. Wonder when the last time in his life he stole a base was. Has not attempted a steal before coming into tonight. And I doubt he did very much of that in his time in the majors, as this is into left field. Nice little stroke there by Jimenez, but it's caught by Barry for the out that retires the side. The Blue Sox, get resourceful and score 2 runs on 2 hits with 1 left. We're through a bucket and a half, and it's 2-0 Blue Sox.
No, nothing to do. That works. You giving them any good luck? Yeah, they've been throwing around. Still 2 runs. They've always been throwing around. You heard anything about the season? Not playing the way. 77 or something. Yeah, they're not. No.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 26, Aiden Barry.
Aiden Barry to lead things off in the bottom of the second for the Americans, to be followed by Jack Beverly and Mike Nestor. Swarbrick back out there for his second inning of work, catches the outside corner for strike 1. Barry slashing 289, 400, 395 on the season with 1 double, 1 homer, and 11 RBIs. Has 8 ribbies in his last 3 games. Grounder to second, and when you have a guy on that kind of a hot streak, it's important to get him on an easy out, and that they do just that. Little to Elberry for the first out of the bottom of the second. So 8 RBIs in the last 3 games for Barry, but he is retired there. And here is Jack Beverly, the third baseman. Strike 1 from Swarbrick. Bev's entering play, slashing 263, 396, 263. No extra base hits out of his 10 hits with 7 RBIs and 6 walks to 7 strikeouts. He is behind 0-2 as he fouls that one off. Blue Sox with 2 runs here on the top of the second to take a 2-0 lead. Reach for and fouled off. Beverly still alive at 0-2. Popped up and fouling out of play again. Still 0-2. Just high for ball 1. Fouled off. Swarbrick just disappeared. Sorry, folks. I was just looking down at my score sheet for a moment. The next thing I know, Swarbrick is in the dugout. Did we get hurt? Back on the replay to see if what I missed. Matt Karras going out. And Swarbrick, so I'm just looking, just after that foul off, he just made a beeline for the dugout. See if I can get an update as soon as we can, but right now, I mean, at this point, if Swarbrick's hurt, if he's done, then we're going to have a bit of a delay because the Blue Sox will have to get a new pitcher and all the time he needs. But I have him right there just outside the dugout. Is that Swarbrick there? Just some water. Don't know what happened. I mean, Mark Leary's got the first aid kit and everything, and so he's back out there now, and Kevin Burgoyne's going out to the mound. He's talking to the umpires. He's talking to Swarbrick. Rick D'Angelo's going out. Just trying to, we'll get an update from Bruce and Tucker in just a moment, but it looks like Jack's fine to go. He's back on the mound, so this is I'm hoping I can get y'all a clarification on what just happened sooner rather than later, and now time is called. So I got a 1-2 count here, by the way, to Beverly. Fouls it off again. So Beverly and Nestor still due up. If anybody gets on, it's going to be the catcher, Nick Giangregorio. I'll be down away for ball 2. I realize I have not been able to read the entire Americans lineup to y'all yet. And trying to remedy that in a second. Oh, 3-2 now. The full Americans lineup. It's Costigan at short, Nestor at second, Brighton right, Libby at the DH, Barry in left, Beverly at third, Mike Nestor at first, Nick Giangregorio behind the plate, and Terry Morrissey rounding out the lineup in center. Grounder to the left side, picked up at third. Fire on to first, a scoop, and he got it. 2 down.
Now batting the first baseman, number 2, Mike Nestor.
That was I guess the play we expected to happen leading off the bottom of the first, and Costigan beat out the throw from Desai at short. But Costigan's a speedy one and gotta try to leg those out, Nestor is behind 0-1 as he fouls that off. The other way, down the line into the corner. Let's see, that'll be extra bases. Johnson bobbles the ball in left, fires it in, and it goes up towards the outfield side of second. Right side to our right. So a 2-out double now.
Now batting the catcher, number 32, Nick Jean Gregorio.
2-out double for Nestor. First extra base hit of the ball game for either side. Here's Gian Gregorio. He is 5 for 22, 227 on the season with 4 ribbies as he takes on the outside corner for strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He was 0 for 3 with a strikeout against the Blue Sox on June 25th. And that'll be outside for ball 1. There's one more thought I was going to add about, the Blue Sox, kind of being stuck in neutral, being pretty midway through the season, and that is that nearly hit him and misses inside for 2-2, and that is Pythagorean. Have you ever heard of Pythagorean win-loss? It says one of the stats devised by Bill James pairs of your runs scored and runs allowed. So from 0-2 to a walk to make it first and second with 2 out.
The center fielder, number 22, Harry Morrissey.
So the Blue Sox entering play tonight are 6-7 for a winning percentage of .462. However, they've outscored their opponents 76-57, which by this calculation puts the Blue Sox Pythagorean win percentage at .640. So that is, a massive sign of underperforming. But you have to remember that one of the Blue Sox wins is a 20-3 win over Andre. Here is Morrissey. Takes ball 1. Suddenly 5 straight balls thrown by Swarbrick after he was ahead of Gian Gregorio 0-2. He got Beverly, then allowed the double to Nestor ahead of Gian Gregorio 0-2, let him on. And now Morrissey's ahead 1-0. Wonder if there's more to him running back to the dugout than meets the eye. Comes back out rather quickly and gets back on the mound, but is there something more going on here? Because Morrissey is 0 for 5 on the season. But has 2 walks and a run scored. He's ahead 2-0 here. And now he's ahead 3-0. You do not want to lose a guy who's 0 for 5 on the season with Costigan due out to load the bases for Costigan next. Got to make it happen here. Down the pipe for strike 1, and I don't blame Morrissey taking that all the way. See if he really has lost the strike zone. See what Swarber comes back with here. 3-1. Fouled off. We got a full count. Runners will be in motion. So a big pitch here. Can Swarbrick get out of this unscathed? Or will the inning continue with and give Costigan a chance to tie or give the Americans the lead or get the Americans on the board somehow? Outside corner, strike 3 called. Massive K there. Second strikeout for Swarbrick. He strands runners at first and second, and it is still 2-0 Blue Sox after 2. So, to finish the thought about the Blue Sox underperforming, if you take out the if you take out the 20-3 win over Andre, like if you don't, regress it to the mean, Patrick Mahomes, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you've all seen that. But if you take away the 20-3 win the Blue Sox had over Andre, just pretend that game never existed, the Blue Sox would be 5-7, so their winning percentage is .417, but they're still outscoring their opponents, taking away that 20-3 win, and they'll be outscoring them 56-54, which means their Pythagorean win percentage would be .518. So take away the Andre blowout, and the Blue Sox are still underperforming. So you can look at it one of two ways. One, this team has, not lived up to its potential, and it's going to be a problem if you don't fix it soon. Or two, you look at that and you say, hey, we do have the potential. We have a great team here. We just got to unlock it. We got to find it within ourselves. Obviously, a lot of turnover. You don't have, Ross Curley isn't walking through that door. Steve Gath isn't walking through that door, etc. You got your veteran leaders, and obviously, with the way life is and the way the intercity league is, you're not going to have the same squad. You're not going to have the same, you're not going to have the same squad to, bring guys out of in a much-needed situation every single game. But if you're there, you're the one who can control what happens. Go out there and do it. And, even if you're a youngster, if you're a first-year, second-year player, if you're not a veteran, like Matty or Sway or Ryan O'Rourke or Alex Wojtek or Julian Alvarez or whoever, if you're a youngster,
Now batting the second baseman, number 6, Ernie Little.
Don't feel shy to, be a leader, motivate your teammates, Just because, someone you think is someone who's considered a leader is Little, grounds this one to the left side for a base hit past the diving third baseman, Jack Beverly, and he is 1 for 2. Just because, the guys who are usually the leaders aren't there doesn't mean you can't have a leader at all.
The shortstop, number 8, V. Desai.
Take it upon yourself to, lead the charge, right? So Ernie Fresh is aboard to begin the top of the third. For Desai, who flew out to left his first time up. Desai takes high for a ball. Desai playing in his first game with the Blue Sox. Little heads off for second and has it stolen. Throwing into center field, but doesn't try to make the run for third. Two and one is the count. Up and away, 3-1 with Elberry due up next. Little picks up stolen base number 4 on the season in as many attempts. The commuter rail rumbles by. 3-1 to Desai. Up and away for ball 4. First and second, nobody out.
Now batting the first baseman, number 47, Jake Elberry.
So Desai picks up a walk, and here comes Kevin Burgoyne out of the Americans' dugout. Some words of encouragement from Kevin, longtime owner and manager of the Americans franchise. Elberry picked up a walk his first time up. The walk just now by Desai, the third drawn by the Blue Sox to go along with now 3 hits with Little single. And outside for ball 1. Two and 0. Blue Sox taking the lead in the top of the second with 2 runs on 2 hits. Now first and second, nobody out. And the third. Little takes off for third, and both runners are going to advance as the ball trickles to the backstop. Little's going to get a stolen base because he was running with the pitch. Desai will get to second on a wild pitch, and it is 3-0 to Elberry, second and third. Nobody out. Infield comes in, and Elberry skies it down the left field line, and it will get out of play for strike 1. Colucci is still out there. He got on 3-1. Deep to right. Oh, he stays in the park somehow. It's not even an out. It looked like the right fielder, Bright, actually made the catch, but it dropped. And it's a 2-run triple for Elberry. Oh man, that was first, that was like home run, instantaneously, right? But it slowed down.
The right fielder, number 25, Julian Alvarez.
As it got to the track, and then I'm like, oh, is this just gonna be a loud out and just a sac fly? But no, it lands. Little scores, Desai scores, 4-0 Blue Sox on a 2-run triple by Elberry. See, this is the thing, folks. I don't want to I already got burned once with, defaulting to an out call on Costigan's single leading off the bottom of the first. So got to hold back on the home run call there. But you can't fault the Blue Sox. You can't fault Little and Desai for, not making a break for it, seeing that, the ball might stay in the park, and it did, but it dropped for a triple. So you don't want to, have, maybe the most back-breaking double or even triple play of all time on a deep drive to right. Alvarez struck out his first time. He takes a ball here. So Elberry at third after the triple. Blue Sox extend their lead to 4-0. Alvarez pops this one up and foul over in our direction, but thankfully, press box. Blue Sox now up to 3 hits on the evening. 4 hits, rather. Their first extra base hit there, triple. Single, begin this thing by Little, and the walk by Desai. Little picking up 2 steals on that trip around the bases. That's a full count to Alvarez with Johnson due up next. Alvarez into left center field. Back goes Morrissey. It is gone. Two-run piece for Julian Alvarez. 6-0. Still nobody out in the inning. That is right, Tim. So, Elberry with the triple, the 2-run triple, and he picks up his 4th and 5th RBIs of the season, just his 3rd game. And Alvarez now with his 4th home run and 13th and 14th ribbies of the season. And that does it for Nick Colucci. Pitching change coming to you from Morelli Field. Greg Johnson will be the new pitcher for the Americans.
The new pitcher in the game, number 14, Greg Johnson.
So Colucci only goes 2 innings and allows 6 runs on 5 hits, 3 walks, 1 wild pitch, 2 strikeouts. The Blue Sox unleashing some frustration here in the first 3 innings. This game against Melrose, they got to keep it going the rest of the season. You know, it's great to have, you know, moments like this where you say, hey, yeah, this is exactly what we are capable of. And you're not going to expect to have, you know, a win like the one against Andre, you know, the 20-3 win every game, but got to strive for consistency, and it's just been too much of a roller coaster for the Blue Sox this season. A lot of bumpier road than the streets I've lived on in Massachusetts. DJ Johnson to face the new pitcher Greg Johnson. Who's going to win this battle? Johnson. Oh my God! He almost pitched the bat further than he hit the ball. 7-0. So, welcome to the game, Greg. Here's Casserly. And that misses inside for ball 1.
Now batting, Pat Casserly.
Johnson is making his 5th appearance of the season. He's 1-1 with a 1.91 ERA before that home run. 7 third innings, allowed 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, no home runs before that one. No hit batsman or wild pitches or balks. Casserly reached on fielder's choice and scored the Blue Sox first run, grounds this one to second, and we finally have our first out of the top of the 3rd. Here's Joe Auger, who struck out swing his first time up. For DJ, that's his 2nd home run of the season and his first home run since opening night against the Bulldogs. An excuse-me swing foul ball for strike 1 to Auger. And he hit that one essentially to the same spot at LHS where he hit that one tonight. So it's DJ's first extra base hit and RBI since opening night against the Bulldogs. He had not had an extra base hit or a run driven in almost a month and a half. And Auger gets plunked.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 30, Ryan O'Rourke.
So Ryan O'Rourke to the plate. Walked and scored, sneaking in the back door on that. guess it's a double steal where Driscoll got to second. I need to check the scoring. That is actually a steal of home for O'Rourke. I don't think it is, but as O'Rourke strokes this one into right center field, and that is not caught by the right fielder, Bright. Auger will have to stop at second. He had to hold halfway because Bright was closing on it. Almost made a fantastic backhanded catch before it hit the grass, but it landed. O'Rourke's got a base hit.
Now batting the extra hitter, number 24, Aiden Driscoll.
So the hit parade continues. First and second, one out for Aiden Driscoll. Single his last time up, and he takes outside for ball one. Driscoll with the two-out RBI single was last time up. Grounds this one to second to the shortstop for one on to first. A 4-6-3 double play, sorely needed for the Americans, but the damage has been done. 5 runs in the inning on 4 hits, including back-to-back by Elberry, Alvarez, and Johnson. Triple home run. It is 7-0 Blue Sox through 2.5. Five runs, 5 hits in the inning. The Blue Sox are not waking up late today. They are coming out swinging. Talked about how Colucci had not thrown more than 2 innings in any appearance so far this season. So the at-bat Elberry put up to prolong the inning and draw that walk in the first. And that might have, eroded him enough for him to be easy pickings in the third for the top of the Blue Sox order. So Colucci is done after 2 innings, allowing 6 runs. 5 hits, 3 walks, 1 wild pitch, 2 strikeouts. Swarbrick back out there for his 3rd inning of work. And Swarbrick will face the top third of the Americans' order. Costigan, Nestor, and Bright.
Now batting the shortstop, number 19, Pat Costigan.
Costigan to lead things off. Beat out looked like a routine ground to short for a base hit leading off the bottom of the first. Upstairs for ball 1 to Costigan. Blue Sox back-to-back home runs by Alvarez and Johnson. Strike 1, 1-1. Need my water, folks. Sorry. 1-2 the count to Costigan. Inside for ball 2. Grounded to the right side. Little on to first. Close play, and it had to be Swarbrick to field that one because the first baseman Elberry had backed up, and I guess it
Now batting the second baseman, number 9.
took a different turn than Elberry was expecting. He didn't get back to the bag in time. It's almost another infield single for Costigan. Instead, he is retired 4-1, and here is Nestor. Sean Nestor, that is, taking strike 1 on the outside corner. Grounded the other way and foul, and he's behind 0-2. Nestor reached on a fielder's choice and stole second, but stranded third to end the first. 7-0 our score. Blue Sox on top of the bottom of the third. 0-2. Couldn't hit the inside corner. Jackknifed him a bit, and it's 1-2. 7:32 was our first pitch. It is now 8:35, and it's a swing and a miss. 4 strike 3 to Sean Nestor. Strikeout number 3 for Swarbrick. 2 up, 2 down for Corey Bright.
Now batting the right fielder, number 4, Corey Bright.
And we'll have a timeout as Matty Karras goes out to the mound to have a word with Swarbrick. Bright ground out to third, his first time up in the first. Bright entering play tonight, 333 with a 526 on-base percentage. No extra base hits, 9 singles and 27 at-bats with 5 RBIs and 4 walks to 2 strikeouts, as I mentioned. Well, not exactly the kind of dugouts where you can get comfortable. Get all those guys comfortable sitting down, and then again, Blue Sox want to be involved. They want to be up there, cheering on their teammates and everything. It was dead silent in the Blue Sox dugout for much of the game against Malden on Friday night, but to see them involved in every pitch, even with a big lead, it's great to see. As this is off the end of the bat to second, a little on to first. 1, 2, 3, easy peasy. 1, 2, 3, easy for Jack Swarbrick. We are through 3 complete. Blue Sox still lead 7-0.
Yeah, they were beaten. They must have gone backwards from the cage 40 yards, taking out all the and it looks like they're going to stop. Yeah, they're widening that creek. It's a nice course over
Driscoll with Jimenez?
Jimenez, yeah, because Driscoll grounded the double play.
No!
This is Rick's eye with the prep. Yeah. He was 4 years behind. He was a great hockey player. Rick found out new genius and things we use. He's come out. So I'm going to get it out of Naples. First I talked to the team back there, just talking about what stories about the whole thing.
Now batting the third baseman, number 1, Anderson Jimenez.
Jimenez to lead things off in the top of the fourth, to be followed by Ernie Little and V. Desai. 7-0 Blue Sox as Anderson fouls off strike 1. Seven runs on 7 hits so far for the Blue Sox. No runs on 2 hits for the Americans. Down away for ball 1. Anderson flew out to left his first time up to end the second. There are certain, seemingly small moments, very specific portions of a game that can, turn a game or even a season on its end for a team, as that's on the inside corner 2-2. And I know we're at the halfway point. The Blue Sox still have 11 games left after this, and a 25-game season. you need everything you can get. And as Anderson bloops this one to right for a base hit, you hope, I certainly hope, that
the second baseman, number 6, Ernie Little.
that Swarbrick's called third strike on Morrissey to end the second would be the turning point of this season if the Blue Sox can, rattle off a few more victories and secure playoff seeding, pad their seeding. And even a 16 league, the format with the 6 teams has been the top 3 automatically advance to the semifinals. 4 and 5 play a single game playoff as Little yanks this one down the left field line and foul for strike 2. I mean, you don't want to, have your season come down to a 1-game playoff. It was hard enough when the Americans stole game 1. And steal is just like the general, term of getting game 1 on the road. Took game 1 of the semifinals last year and were very close in games 2 and 3 to knocking the Blue Sox out of the postseason and shutting the Blue Sox out of the ICL Championship Series for the first time since 2006. So, that's hard enough. As Little gets this one into center field for a base hit, Anderson will put on the brakes at second, and here we go again with the first 2 reaching for the Blue Sox.
Shortstop, number 8, V. Desai.
The Blue Sox had the first 2 reach in the second, albeit one of those runners was retired. It was DJ getting forced out as part of a fielder's choice. But first 2 reach with nobody out last inning as Desai comes up empty for strike 1. In fact, the first 5 reach with nobody out to make it 7-0. Desai 0 for 1, fly out to the left in the first, walk and run scored in the last inning. But as I was saying, having your backs against the wall in a best of 3 is hard enough. It's not like the Blue Sox have played, haven't played elimination games before, but just one game, like win or go home. You don't want to be stuck in the 4 or 5 spot in that situation, knowing the reputation you have as a franchise, the tradition and history you have as a franchise in this league. Strike, okay. A little down away, but okay, now it's ball 2. Okay. Jimenez at second, Little at first. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th. Desai grounds this one to the right side field at second to the shortstop for 1. Spin throw to first, double play.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 47, Jake Elbery.
So that is the second 4-6-3 double play that the Americans have turned tonight. Jimenez gets to third. And with 2 outs, a runner at third, Elberry to the plate for the 3rd time. 2-run triple his last time up, trying for something similar there, but comes up emptied. A pitch down and away, 0-1. Every Blue Sox batter tonight has reached base at least once. 0-2 as that's fouled off. Casserly is 0 for 2, but he reached on a fielder's choice and then came around to score. And everyone else has at least a walk or a hit. Or a hit by pitch in the case of Auger, but something that actually ups the on-base percentage. 1-2. It's just so frustrating when, when you count times on base, reaching on a fielder's choice doesn't count. But on that same trip, you can still, score a run because you got on base, but you didn't get on base. But you scored a run, but in the stat count for times on base, doesn't count. It's frustrating, I'm sure, as a hitter. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Well, oopsie daisy there on the right at the hip of Elbury. And that'll do it for the top of the fourth. The Blue Sox unable to bring anything home after getting the first two on with 2 hits. Halfway home, 7-0. Blue Sox.
So, Cooley, who a year or two ago, he retired down to Charleston, South Carolina. Rick called Cooley about and Cooley's very gracious. Oh yeah, you studied Cooley. And it's actually something on Facebook. It wasn't for Rick and Gene in law school. So Rick had this. They were our closest friends. Haven't seen them in decades. They, contact the family. I'm certain.
Yeah.
I remember Billy.
There's a new pitcher for the Blue Sox, and I believe that's Robbie Cobb. I'll just talk, Robbie. Junior Pena, thank you. 36. Yeah, 36. I was gonna say, yep.
Now pitching for the Blue Sox, number 36, Junior Pena.
All right, so Junior Pena takes over after Swarbrick goes the first 3. So Swarbrick won't be able to get a win. See what Junior Pena can do in relief.
Also, Dylan Walsh is something at third now.
Okay, so Walsh for Jimenez. Anderson isn't in the field.
Yeah, I don't see him on the field.
Is it Brendan Walsh or Dylan Walsh?
Dylan.
Dylan's number 4, right? Yeah, okay.
Subbed in at third for the Blue Sox, Dylan Walsh. Now batting, number 38, Ian Libby.
Okay, so Dylan Walsh in at third for Anderson Jimenez. Junior Pena, the new pitcher, and Ian Libby to lead things off. In the bottom of the fourth, Libby having a good season. 12-13 OPS entering play tonight. 11 hits, 3 doubles, 1 homer, 9 RBIs, 3 walks to 4 strikeouts. It's taken high for ball 1. Libby is 0 for 1, however, tonight with a strikeout. Against the Blue Sox this season, entering play 0 for 2 in 2 games with a strikeout. Fouled straight back. He's the count of 1. Libby enters play tonight. Mentioned as the 12-13 OPS. It's called strike on the outside corner. It's not. He doesn't have enough plate appearances to qualify for the league leaders, however. He wouldn't be leading the ICL in OPS anyway at 12-13. Andrew Mazzoni of the Expos running away with that title at 14-30. Fouled off. Juan Parra behind him at 12-90, and Julian Alvarez before tonight anyways at 12-15 on the OPS meter. Matt Travisano, the Maddogs, leading the ICL in on-base percentage, having played 600. Juan Parra's at 596. Right behind him, another foul off. And Teddy Juba, how you doing, Teddy? At 556. Top 3 right now in the ICL. Slugging, Mazzoni at 903, Alvarez at 765, Parra at 694. Walks, Costigan and Cloutier of the Expos each have 11, and Paulino of the Expos has 10. As Pena gets him to ground this one to the right side. He'll be fielded by the first baseman, underhanding to Pena, and he did get his foot on the bag for out number 1. It's been an adventure there for fielders on the right side of the infield tonight. One down.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 26, Aiden Barry.
Here is Barry. As I mentioned, 8 of his 11 RBIs on the season coming in his last 3 games. Round out to second, his first time up in the second. It's outside for ball 1. So Barry, in the span of his last 3 games, has jumped from completely off the ICL leaderboard in RBIs to tied for 5th. It's tied with 11 with Consigli, Para, and Juba. 1 behind, now 3 behind Alvarez. Alvarez's 2-run homer gives him 14 RBIs in the season and ties him with John Nordman of the Bulldogs for 3rd in that department, but Caulfield, the Chiefs, leading the ICL in ribbies. But everyone loves the home run ball, and Alvarez with his 4th is tied tonight, has tied Mazzoni for the league lead, as that is swung on and missed. Strike 2 to Barry. So Alvarez now tied with Mazzoni for the league lead in home runs with 4. Leon Paulino of the Expos is 3. Caulfield is 2. Dionis Cazada, last year's ICL MVP and top hitter, has 2. Juan Parra has 2. Norman has 2. Craig Corliss finishes his Blue Sox season, we assume, with 2, as that is strike 3 and a swing and a miss. 2 up, 2 down. Congratulations to Craig on being selected to the MLB Draft League. And we hope you have as good a run down there as you did here with the in the first month of the season with the Blue Sox. Craig Corliss. Hope he does us proud. Corliss finishes season in 11 games with an OPS of 980, 2 home runs, and 7 ribbies. With both going 2 for 3 with a homer, 4 ribbies against these Americans on June 25th. Oh, takes a tough ricochet off of Walsh's glove into foul territory. That'll be a base hit. I mean, a ball that smashed that hard, like, what are you going to do? Come on. So it's a base hit for Bevs.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 9, Sean Nestor.
It's actually Mike Nestor at the plate. It's the first baseman, Mike Nestor. Yep. It's actually Mike Nestor, who has one of the now 3 hits for the Americans tonight. He had the last hit before that one, a double with 2 outs in the second. Pena gets strike 1 on the outside corner.
Excuse me, Mike Nestor.
And, reading off all these, hitting stats, these league leaders, forgot to tell you about Junior. Well, what words need to be said about a fastball inducing a swing and miss like that, huh? 0-2. Pena is actually making his season debut for the Blue Sox. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Mike Nestor. On the side is retired. We are through 4, and it's still 7-0 Blue Sox. Finishing off the league leaders in the ICL as we go to the top of the 5th. Juan Parra running away with the batting title right now in the ICL at .531. 90 points ahead of his own teammate, Teddy Juba. Come on, Teddy. Get your head in the game. Travisano just behind them at 440. John Jennings not in the lineup tonight. Fourth in the ICL, 432. And Austin Maisel not in the lineup tonight for the Blue Sox in fifth at 424. George Chaya leading the ICL in stolen bases at 10. Nobody else in double digits. Cacciatore, the Bulldogs at 7. Consigli, the Expos at 6. Saw Costigan earlier. He's got 5 on the season. Ernie Little has actually gotten to 5 himself with 2 steals tonight. As for pitching leaders, A.J. Rourke of the Chiefs leading the ICL with a .5 ERA in 14 innings. Nick Johnson of the Expos an even 1. Steve Bangs at a .54, third in the league at 13 2/3 innings, 1.54 ERA. Tim Dunphy and Steve Bangs and Nick Johnson all tied with 3 wins on the season.
Now batting the right fielder, number 25, Julian Alvarez.
And Alvarez to settle in the box for the 3rd time tonight. Greg Johnson still out there on the mound for the Americans. Rob Carrillo, the Maddogs, leads the league in innings pitched at 37. Woo! Oofa! That hit him? Or did it? Or just get out of the way? I got him. It got him. Okay. How could it not coming in that hot, huh? And here we go again. The Blue Sox, the leadoff man aboard.
Now batting the left fielder, number 42, DJ Johnson.
Well, after DJ's home run on opening night, I said, what's he got for an encore? And we had to wait a long time for said encore, but it was worth the wait. He smoked it to right center field on the first pitch Johnson threw tonight. And I have a feeling Johnson's treading very lightly around DJ here, who is 2 for 2. Had the solo home run, and before that had a single in the second. Oh, man. Does he know he knows the camera's on. Doing one. I mean, sometimes when you got a guy like that who really wants to, you know, send one to Lynn or something, why not throw a 2-0 changeup, right? 3-1, though, that's outside. Does he want some, or does he want some of Casserly? Let's do up next. Well, there you go. Change up middle and below the knees. Middle and low seems to be the plan here. Oh, okay, strike 3. Johnson thought he had ball 4. He does not. He has a strikeout. I thought he had ball 4. He does not. He has a strikeout. We'll admit, sometimes the angle which I'm seeing can be a little deceiving. I mean, I had to hold up on the home run call. It's not me, is it? No, I'm a little further up. Foul ball hit a car, in case you couldn't tell. 0-2 the count. Listen to this. Grounder smothered at third, and they're able to get Alvarez just going for a evening stroll. He's forced out at second, 2 down.
Now batting the catcher, number 18, Joe Auger.
Smothered at third, yeah. Did I say smothered at second? Smothered at third. regardless. Casserly aboard by way of a fielder's choice for the second time tonight. Here's Auger, 0 for 1, strikeout the second, hit by a pitch on the third. Popped up. Foul over towards the Blue Sox dugout and caught in front of the Blue Sox dugout by the first baseman, Mike Nestor, for the out. That retires the side. 4.5 in the book, still 7-0 Blue Sox.
Steve, he's a member at the Lexington Blue So he plays with a lot of Mrs. Collins. So I met him and I said, "That's right, always process." And he said, "Well, I'll pay you like $1 and you say I'm not really interested."
There's a new pitcher.
46. Or 40. 46 or 48. 46.
You got
It's like 7 days.
Kieran Keller, is he a pitcher?
This is lucky, yeah.
Tim?
No, it's funny because you gotta eat them stuff. You got that for the corporate people.
Now on the mound for the Blue Sox, number 46, Kieran Keller.
New pitcher for the Blue Sox, the lefty Kieran Keller. Keller is making his third appearance of the season. He is 1-0 with a 20.96 ERA. 1 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 5 earned runs. 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. Again, he's only made 2 appearances, so it's a little inflated by his, garbage time duties in the Chiefs blowout, in which he went 2/3 of an inning. Allowed. Is it how though? Wait. Is that the Chiefs blowout? No. I'm thinking of the wrong one. No, excuse me. June 19th against the Chiefs. 1 second, folks. It was 8-2 Blue Sox win. On 4 runs in 2/3 of an inning. Why did I think it was that was the game? That was the blowout. It was 4 runs. We didn't allow 4 runs at a team that game. Sorry. And it's 1 hit, 4 runs, 4 walks, 1 strikeout in that 2/3 of an inning appearance against the Chiefs on June 19th. A week later, June 26th, got the win against the Bulldogs. 1 inning, 3 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 1 strikeout. That was the one where John Carlos Ramirez won the game with a walk-off home run. The Blue Sox completed their second largest comeback since 2006. So, it's been Swarbrick, then Pena, and now Keller ahead 0-1 of still Gian Gregorio. I guess it didn't hit. I guess it hit the dirt first, so that'll be ball 1. Nick Gian Gregorio, 0 for 1 with a walk. It's Gian Gregorio, Morrissey, and Costigan due up here in the bottom of the 5th. Kieran Keller, the third pitcher of the Blue Sox for the Blue Sox tonight. Whoever's outside that holds to the backstop, 2-1. I was talking to Ryan O'Rourke tonight, and he's in the lineup as the DH, and he said he plans to pitch tonight too. And we'll see when Games decides to send him in. Foul tip into Auger's mitt for strike two. 2-2. Again, it's Morrissey on deck, and then the leadoff man, Costigan. Keller comes set. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 22, Terry Morrissey.
So after 2 strikeouts for Pena in his lone inning of work, Keller K's the first man he sees. And here's Morrissey, and we'll see if see what Keller's got in mind for some left-on-left violence against a man who is now 0 for 6 on the season after a strikeout to called third strike to end the second. Morrissey 0 for 6 now with 3 strikeouts on the season, but does have 2 walks and a run scored. Curveball in there for strike 1. Morrissey scored his lone run of the season against the Blue Sox on June 22nd. That'll be low for ball 1 to even the count. I'll give you the lines on Swarbrick and Pena as soon as I can. The other way, and that'll land in front of Johnson for the first hit of the season for Morrissey. Johnson, I think, tries too much to pick up balls with his bare hand. Like, you've got the glove, like, you can use the glove to, scoop that stuff up too. And oftentimes, a lot of big plays can be catalyzed by mishandling the ball, trying to be maybe a little too fancy, just trying to grab with your bare hand. And I was not trying to catch it with his bare hand, just like you're just picking it up off the grass with just his bare hand. Like, you don't want to assume that, the guy's going to try and, turn for second. You think he can, fire a laser to second, picking up with your bare hand and nail him. But Morrissey holds the single as that misses inside for ball 1 to even the count to Costigan, who is 1 for 2. And a single in the first, beating out a throw by the Blue Sox shortstop Desai, and then grounding out 4-1. His last time up in the third, he fouls that one off for strike 2. Seven runs now on 9 hits for the Blue Sox. No runs on 4 hits for the Americans. Reach for and fouled the other way as the breeze is starting to pick up with a little bit of a crosswind. There was a slight chance of maybe a late thunderstorm tonight here in Melrose, and I'm hoping we can get the game completed by then. It is an official game at this point, but the Americans would have to bat as the home team. This were a Blue Sox home game, and just a monsoon came now, then the game would, be final in 4.5 innings. The Americans still get a chance here. 2-2 the count. Grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. So back-to-back singles by the 9-hitter Morrissey and the 1-hitter Costigan. And now it's first and second, 1 out for Sean Nestor.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 9, Sean Nestor.
Nestor, another lefty here. As you can see, Rick Daniels' thought process here, trying to, getting the lefty in here with a bunch of lefties in a row to face. Get her this inning unscathed, but got a righty on deck next, Corey Bright. It is ball one. To Nestor, reaching on a fielder's choice. In the first and struck out swinging. In the third, grounder to the right side. Little charges. He might only have one out here. He does, and he gets it to first in time for out number 2. So to second goes Costigan, and to third goes Morrissey. So 2 runners in scoring position for Corey Bright. Now a visit at the mound. I think that's Matty. It could easily be Ryan O'Rourke, but Ryan O'Rourke's clean shaven. Matty's got the beard. So second, third, 2 out for Corey Bright. 2 ground outs tonight. 1 to third, 1 to second. Bright will take a base hit, certainly. He's looking for his first extra base hit of the season, though. That's down away for ball 1. Oh, it actually is starting to rain? Oh, that's hilarious. Bright has 3 ribbies in his last 3 games, folks. So here's a chance for one of the hotter hitters for the Americans. Into left center field, and that'll get down. It'll bring home 2. Misplayed in the outfield. Bright's on his way to second. He'll get there sliding with a 2-run double. Americans on the board at 7-2.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 38, Ian Libby.
So Bright picks up 2 more ribbies at his first extra base hit of the season. And now here's Ian Libby, another lefty. A lot of lefties in the Blue Sox lineup, in the Americans lineup tonight. So, with the left, you're not, going to pull the plug on Keller necessarily here just because you have the handedness advantage. Feeling this is going to be the only inning Keller will work tonight anyways. So that's fouled off for strike 2. But, you want to get out of this and, not give the Americans hope. One and 2. Libby is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a 3-1 ground out. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Size retired. The Americans get on the board, though, with 2 runs on 3 hits. Through 5 complete, 7-2 Blue Sox.
Morelli, Rook. Make sure you take the 6 out.
Now pitching for the Americans, number 28, Morani Luke.
Yep, I'll be here.
Where are you gonna go?
Huh?
You Crusaders gotta stick together, right?
Yeah.
When we get old.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, buddy. I'll see you next week. Good to see you again. Always a pleasure. Andy, I got gloves in the trunk.
New pitcher for the Americans is Ronnie Luke. Ronnie making his third appearance of the season. 0-1 with a 7 ERA in 3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. Hasn't pitched since June 21st against Sabretooth. Went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit with no runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts to the Expos. On June 12th, his other appearance this season against the Chiefs, took the loss. 2 innings, 2 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 3 walks, no strikeouts.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 30, Ryan O'Rourke.
O'Rourke, Driscoll, and Walsh due up here in the top of the 6th. O'Rourke 1 for 1 with a walk and a single, and he takes on the outside corner. 4 strike 1. 7 runs, 9 hits so far for the Blue Sox. 2 runs on 6 hits for the Americans. Americans had 3 hits combined and no runs through the first 4 innings, and then doubled their hit output in the 5th against Keller, but were only able to get 2 against the Blue Sox lefty. Third pitcher of the game for the Blue Sox to this point. O'Rourke comes up empty there, 0-2. It's been Swarbrick, Pena, and Keller on the mound so far for the Blue Sox. Colucci, Johnson, and Luke. On the mound for the Americans. And folks, get out your copies of Bunting Aficionado magazine, because Josue Feliciano is on deck. 1-2 to O'Rourke. And Sway will be getting his first plate appearance of the season. O'Rourke with a slow roller to second, picked up and on to first for out number 1. So Josue Feliciano, the veteran, one of the leaders of this Blue Sox club.
Number 21, Jose Feliciano.
Sway, I will never forget, in his first season with the Blue Sox, laid down a walk-off squeeze bunt to win the epic third game of the Interstate League Championship Series against the Chiefs. He swings at the first one, pops it up towards short, and it is caught for out number 2. But, hey, you got to get your game legs under you somehow. And Sway, it looked like the pitch looked like a center cut, just got under it. But, hey, yep. So Dylan Walsh will bat now.
Now batting, the third baseman, Dylan Walsh.
And you can put in all the hours in the cage you want, and it's, you can't really simulate game action like that. Did that hit the brim of his helmet, but it's taken for a ball. 1-0. But good to see Sway back in action. Pops up to short. 2 down. Walsh goes down, lifts this one to the left side, moving over towards the foul line and making the catch. He is the third baseman, Beverly, for a 1-2-3. Top of the 6th, rather. I am behind on the score bug, folks. Sorry. And 1-2-3, top of the 6th. And the Blue Sox still haven't scored since DJ's home run in the 3rd. Go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 7-2 in favor of the Blue Sox. Go to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Barry, Beverly, and Nestor due up. And here is Ryan O'Rourke ready to take over the pitching duties, starting the game in the DH slot.
Now pitching for the Blue Sox, Ryan O'Rourke.
So Rhino will make his 6th pitching appearance of the season. I think I'm starting to see a pattern here with how Rick DeAngelis has been using him. He pitched an inning in each of his first 3 appearances on the June 13th, 20th, and 25th. Then pitched 2 innings in each of his last 2 appearances against the Chiefs at Expos on June 28th and July 5th. O'Rourke, again, his 6th appearance of the season. He has no wins or losses, but 1 save at a 2 ERA. In 7 innings, he's allowed 5 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, and 8 strikeouts, and surrendered 1 home run. Both those runs, and including that home run, surrendered to the Expos in the win on July 5th. And home plate umpire talking to the Blue Sox dugout from what I don't he's asking for baseballs, or he's dragging them to get back at the dugout, guys. Well, anyways, here is Aiden Barry against the former major leaguer Ryan O'Rourke. 1-0 the count. That's down and away. Barry 0 for 2 with a ground out to second and a strikeout swinging. O'Rourke played in the major leagues from 2015 to 2019 with the Mets, and first with the Twins and then with the Mets. He actually pitched 2 years with the Mets, 2015-16, as this is towering pop-up, fouling out of play. And then didn't pitch in the majors at all in 2017 and 18, and then 2019, pitching 2 more games with the Mets. And here he is with the Blue Sox. He's a local kid. He was born in Worcester. Went to St. John Shrewsbury for his high school ball, and was drafted by the Twins in the 13th round of the 2010 draft out of Merrimack. Outside corner, strike 2. Barry disagreed with the calls. He pitched the bat, was ready to take his base, but hold up, man. And that is exactly why you do not do that. Seen it a couple times tonight. And that's exactly why you don't do that. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And 1 up, 1 down. Here is Bevs.
Now batting the third baseman, number 11, Jack Beverly.
Beverly fouls that one off for strike 1. One defensive change for the Blue Sox as Brian Acosta is now in left field for DJ Johnson. Looper to the right side, just out of the reach of Ernie Little, and into right for a base hit.
Now batting the first baseman, number 2, Mike Neston.
So Beverly's now 2 for 3, singled his last time up, and he singles again here. So again, Acosta now in left for the Blue Sox. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Johnson finishes his night. 2 for 3 with a single and a solo home run, a strikeout looking. Nestor 1 for 2 and a double back in the second. Grounds out 1 the other way. Inside out swing. Nice diving stop by Walsh. Not nearly in time to get the runner at first. The base umpire his back turned to the place. It was on the home plate umpire to make that call. He was safe anyways, but fantastic job by Dylan Walsh to prevent that from going down the line and preventing a surefire extra base hit. So Nestor is now 2 for 3. As this is into left field, and this will be out of the reach of Acosta. 1 run scores. Being waved around third is Nestor. The throw to the plate is not in time. 2-run double for Nick Giangregorio. It's 7-4.
Now batting the center fielder, number 22, Terry Morris.
And folks, we have a game all of a sudden. Giangregorio was 0 for 1 before that with a walk and a strikeout, as that's on the outside corner. for strike one to Terry Morrissey, who struck out his first time and then got his first hit of the season. His last time, and then came around to score. He's now behind 0-2 as that's fouled off. The tying run is now in the on-deck circle for the Americans. Not a spot I thought we were going to be just a few minutes ago, honestly. 3 straight hits off of Ryan O'Rourke, but a swing and a miss for out number 2 and a strikeout for Morrissey. And the lineup turns over for Costigan.
The shortstop, number 19, Pat Costigan.
I hope the Blue Sox weren't trying to get on cruise control too early, because the Americans, they have plenty of offensive talent. Costigan not liking that strike one call. He's behind 0-1. Costigan 2 for 3, 2 singles, and a run scored. Rourke needs to bear down here. Tying run getting the on-deck circle for the Americans. There's a little pop-up on the infield, and O'Rourke has it. PFP comes into play there as the Blue Sox get out of the inning with the lead still intact, but a little thinner now. 7-4 after 6 complete. We're going to go to the top of the 7th. And still Ronnie Luke out there for the Americans. So right now, Colucci would be on the hook for the loss, and Junior Pena would get the win if this holds. I got a chance to give you Luke's career pitching numbers. He's been a reliable arm for the Americans over the years. His best year was in 2021 when he appeared in 7 games, went 1-1 with a 3.75 ERA in 9 1/3 innings, allowed just 1 hit, but 5 earned runs and walked 8 while striking out 10. That was his best ERA. He also hit 4 batters, so I don't know what happened to his control there, but that year. But was the ERA is an important thing, right?
Second baseman, number 6, Ernie Little.
He allowed 5 earned runs and 8 walks and 1 hit in 2021 in 9 1/3 innings. So the whip's under 1. That's what you want. That's good to see, right? That's on the outside corner for strike 1 to Ernie Little, to be followed by V. Desai and Jake Elberry here in the top of the 7th. Blue Sox looking to pad their lead again here. They're up 7-0 with after 4.5. They were up 7-0 with 8 outs left to get. 7-2 with 5 outs left to get, but all of a sudden it's 7-4 with 3 outs left to get. 1-2 the count to Little, who is 2 for 3 with 2 singles, a ground out to second, a couple of steals, and a run scored. Ronnie Luke winds and delivers, and it'll be blooped down the right field line and out of the reach of the first baseman Nestor, and Little stays alive. Kieran Keller ends up going 1 inning, allowing 2 runs on 3 hits, while striking out 2 and not walking anyone. That's after Swarbrick started the game for the Blue Sox with 3 innings, allowing no runs on 2 hits with 1 walk and 3 Ks, and Junior Pena going 1 inning with no runs, 1 hit allowed, and 2 Ks. 9 strikeouts on the evening for Blue Sox pitching. That's outside for a ball. Swarbrick with 3 in 3 innings. 3 Ks in 3 innings, that is, as that is A swing and a miss, 4 strike 3. Throw down to first to complete the strikeout. And Luke has his first strikeout of the ball game. 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the 7th. V. Desai to the plate.
Now batting V. Desai.
Desai 0 for 2. Flew out to left in the first, walked and scored in the third, and grounded to a 4-6-3 double play in the fourth. Blue Sox haven't scored since Johnson's big fly to right center for greeting Greg Johnson on the first pitch he threw. It's 7-0 at the time, 4 straight, so 4 unanswered runs so far by the Americans. This is just into right field and down for V. Desai's first base hit. And that's the Blue Sox. Nice contact there off the bat. Nice sound off the bat and gets aboard. Been on base twice tonight. OBP of 500 is nothing to sneeze at unless you're someone like Juan Parra, of course. Or Teddy Juba. I mentioned this towards the end of when Teddy had the last at-bat of the semifinals against the Expos last season. Teddy, combine his stats from all the Boston area amateur leagues he's played in his career. He has a career on base percentage as of the end of last season of over 500. Who does that at any level? Not many people, that's for sure. Elberry, Buckner's Nestor into right field. Elberry's going to try and get to second, and he does. Flashbacks for all you Red Sox fans who may have watched Game 6 of the 86 World Series. And even those of us Red Sox fans who weren't even conceived at that point. You know, still haunts fans to this day. So just a late change we got there. So Sway's in the game defensively at first, and Elberry is still in the line, but he's the extra hitter now. Here is Alvarez facing a lefty. He must be licking his chops. I can swing that one. Ball 1. Desai at third, Elberry at second, Alvarez 1 for 2. Struck out swinging the first. 2-run jack in the third. Hit by pitch in the fifth. We're going to put this one out of reach maybe with a base hit here. Comes up empty on the changeup down and away for a strike. Brian Acosta is on deck. Fouled straight back into the screen. 2-2. Big spot here for Ronnie Luke. Can he get Alvarez? Two. It's a broken bat pop-up. Luke is under it, and he makes the catch. And that bat ends in a whimper for Julian. And here is Brian Acosta, the left fielder.
Now batting the left fielder, number 10, Brian Acosta.
I mean, Costigan had a big spot last inning and popped up to O'Rourke, and now Alvarez does the same to Luke. Acosta getting his first at-bat of the game, takes outside for ball 1. In the bottom of the 7th, the Americans will have Sean Nestor, Corey Bright, and Ian Libby, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, due up. Inside, 2-0 to Acosta. Acosta up the middle for a base hit. 1 run scores. Being waved around third is Elberry, and he will score a massive, massive 2-run, 2-out single for Brian Acosta to get the lead back up to 5 for the Blue Sox. 9-4.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 14, Pat Masterly.
Costa comes through. I think if Johnson hadn't been subbed out already, might have pinch hit with Acosta there anyway, just for the righty matchup against the lefties. Casserly takes ball 1. He is 0 for 3 with a stolen base and a run scored. 1-1. So Acosta with the base hit. He's now got 5 hits on the season, and he's got 3 RBIs. Only got his only RBI of the season until tonight, back on June 20th against the Expos. Now here he is with a clutch 2-out, 2-run single to get the lead back up to 9-4 for the Blue Sox. Broken bat grounder to the left side, fielded by Luke. Fires on to first, and it's bobbled at first. Acosta is kind of in between, thinking if he wants to try and make a break for third, but he'll hold at second. Mike Nestor, it has been an adventure tonight on the right side of the infield. Just blanket statement.
Now batting, the catcher, number 18, Joe Auger.
I think that's going to be an E1 actually, because things on the throw by Luke. So first and second for Auger, who takes upstairs for ball 1. The Blue Sox had their biggest single offensive inning of the season in this park in that 9-0 win. It's now 2-0 to Auger. They put up a 5 spot earlier, and now Acosta with 2 more on his RBI, on his 2-run single. Pop up to the right side. Nothing's sacred here. But this time, Nestor able to make the over-the-shoulder catch, no less. Probably the least routine of the 3 plays he's been in the middle of this inning, but he makes that one. And we go to the bottom of the 7th, closing time for the Blue Sox, 9-4.
There's only one game at Trump Field this year, and that's another. I always look forward to going to Trump Field in Somerville.
Yeah.
Whew.
My son was there for high school team.
Where do you go to high school?
Wakefield.
My son went to Catholic Memorial.
Sean Nestor to lead things off in the bottom of the 7th. Oh, we got a pinch hitter, excuse me. All right, disregard.
Now batting, David Hunter.
David Hunter leading off, pinch hitting for Sean Nestor. He's ahead 1-0 of Ryan O'Rourke. 1-1. Hunter, Corey Bright, and Ian Olivier due up next. Do see Corey Bright just fetching that foul ball there. Outside for ball 2. Hunter playing in his 9th game of the season. He's slashing 389, 421, 500. 7 hits, 1 triple, 4 ribbies. Fouls that one off, and the count will be 2-2. Hunter was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored against the Bulldogs in the last game on July 11th, but is unable to come up with anything there. Another strikeout for O'Rourke, 1 up, 1 down.
Now batting the right fielder, number 4, Corey Bright.
Mentioned at the top of the broadcast that the Blue Sox, for the second consecutive game, are facing the team with the longest active winning streak in the ICL. It was the Maddogs on Friday night. They had won 2 in a row, and the Maddogs win made it 3 in a row. It's 0-1 to Bright, who lines this one to second, bobbled by Little, fires onto first. 2 up, 2 down. The Americans have won 3 straight coming into tonight's game, but Blue Sox 1 out away from snapping that streak.
The designated hitter, number 38, Ian Libby.
It'll be up to Ian Libby to try and keep the line moving. Libby, out of the cleanup spot, is 0 for 4 tonight. He swings and misses for strike 1. On the outside corner for strike 2, and the Americans down to their final strike of the evening. Woo! Need some coffee for the ride home? That'll get your blood going. Can't knock the hustle by Rhino there. Coming in and trying to field a comebacker. It didn't come back to him. It came closer to us. 1-2 with 2 outs. Fouled off. Well, Rhino got here. Liner. Hey! Welcome back, Sway. Blue Sox win. Liner caught it first by Josue Feliciano. And the Blue Sox back in the win column, and they are back at 500 at 7-7. And the Americans, their 3-game winning streak comes to an end. They're now 8-7. The time of the game was 2 hours and 11 minutes. The winning pitcher's Junior Pena. The loss goes to Nick Colucci. No save for Ryan O'Rourke. The final totals for the Blue Sox, 9 runs on 11 hits. And for the Americans, 4 runs on 9 hits. Now the Blue Sox, still will have to, stay in 4th place in the ICL standings, but they hope that this win will be the start of something good as they try to rattle off a few more wins and try to at least grab top 2 seed in the ICL playoffs. Blue Sox 14 games down, 11 to go. Can they make a run? They have it in them. And Alex Wojcik told me, this team has the potential and the talent to be one of the best Blue Sox teams of all time. Hey, if, this is not their peak, and their peak's still coming, and the best is yet to come, I'm all here for it. Blue Sox win, and they have the Andre Chiefs tomorrow night, weather permitting, at Lexington High School. So thanks for watching this presentation of the Blue Sox Baseball Network here on YouTube. player of the game. Who are we going to give that to? Can we give it to the number 5 slot in the order? DJ Johnson starting the game with going 2 for 3 with a solo home run, and then Brian Acosta with a 2-run single to put the game out of reach in the top of the 7th. Really just great performances all up and down the lineup. So, yeah, thanks for watching this presentation of Lexington Blue Sox Baseball here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network on YouTube. Don't forget to follow and support the Blue Sox and the Intercity League on the web, intercityleaguebaseball.com, Intercity League Baseball, and on Facebook, Blue Sox ICL on Facebook and Instagram, and here on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. And next broadcast is going to be tomorrow night, 8 o'clock first pitch for the Blue Sox taking on the Andre Chiefs at Lexington High. Once again, the final score from Morelli Field at Melrose High School in Melrose, Mass. is the Lexington Blue Sox 9 and the Melrose Americans 4. For all my rowdy friends here at Morelli, my name is Sam Feely. Thanks for tuning in. Love you, Katrina.